this meeting to order. Follow me in the pledge and then a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll call on Anthony Johnson for Point of Pride Awards.
All right, good evening, board. Tonight we are proud to present several points of pride. The first one, if I could have Avery Young, along with his coaches and administrative representatives to come forward, please. So I've known this young man for a long time. His parents, if you know the coaches Youngs, they have both worked with us in the school system, and we're super proud. I always knew he'd be a star athlete, but we are super proud to announce that at the TSSAA State Cross Country Championship, Avery placed 5th place in the AA Boys 5K run. Congratulations, Avery. And next, in a historic first for CMCSS, if I could have the Clarksville High School girls volleyball team, along with their coach and administrative representative, to please come forward. For the first time in our history, we had a high school volleyball team make it to state, and they played a very fierce competition against other schools across the state and came out 3rd place in the TSSAA State Volleyball Championship. Members of this team include Finley Baggett, Carly Bowles, Charles C. Bryant, Olivia Cole, Ava Cruz, Izzy Darnell, Alara Devon, Amari Fleenor, Ella Hansen, Linda Hausman, Ava Hawkins, Sarah Hawkins, Evelyn Hudson, Elia Jefferson, Reagan Larson, Rianne Larson, Emma McKillop, Candace Parker, Helen Parra, Ava Ribeiro, Kaylee Sharp, Peyton Smith, Molly Wolford, Kara Granger, Ryan Chansey, Katie Hawk, Jocelyn Woods, Lila Sullivan, Paula Alita, Polly, Avery Hawkins, Meadow Moon, Reagan Steinsaltz, Ailey Howard, Campbell Boyso, and Lily Ray Bryant. That was their, we congratulate all of them. That was their JV and senior team. And then, of course, their coach, Glenn Fox, and assistant coaches, Charles Lemon and Sydney Weatherford. Congratulations, Clarksville High. All right, and our last points of pride this evening are our 2025 Tennessee Reward Schools. Board, you'll remember back in August, we were celebrating our 17 schools, a historic number for us, that earned a level 5. These are our reward schools that performed in the top of the state, meaning that in either student achievement and student growth, they were in the top, and across all indicators, all subgroups. So these schools performed at the top, and we're very excited. Last year we had 7, this year we have 9. I'm going to call each of these schools up, and we will congratulate them individually. So first, if I could have administrative representatives from Hazelwood Elementary. If you couldn't tell by their outfits, their colors are blue and gold, and they're the stars, and they color coordinated. That's impressive. All right, next, Kenwood Elementary. Congratulations. And next, Kirkwood High School. And right next door, Kirkwood Middle School. The administrators from Montgomery Central Elementary ask for your forgiveness. Tonight is their big Christmas musical, along with Sango as well, so I'll just mention it now. They weren't able to be here, but accepting on their behalf are the elementary level directors, so if they could, are they? Okay, so there they are. Okay, there's Amanda. And so accepting on their behalf will be Amanda Nix and Jessica Harris for Montgomery Central Elementary. They prefer not to have their picture taken. I understand. Now next, and I told that I would share this special story. If Moore Magnet could please come forward. And as you all know, let's congratulate them. As you all know, Miss Cobb has been in that building for 33 years, and she shared that in those 33 years they have worked really, really hard, but there's one thing that she's really wanted, and that's for Moore to be a reward school. And so for the first time, we're proud to announce that Moore was a reward school this year. So congratulations. And next, Pisgah Elementary School. And although they couldn't be here tonight either for a musical, we want to congratulate Sango Elementary School. And last but certainly not least, our Spanish Immersion Elementary School at Barksdale was a reward school. Congratulations. That concludes this evening's Points of Pride. Thank you.
Tonight we have public comment from Jordan Renfro. Good. Remember to push your button.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Luna Vetter. My name is Jordan Renfro, and for the last 3 years, I have served as a crime and education news reporter for Clarksville Now. This is a first for me. Normally, I'm at my seat, sitting quietly, observing, and writing notes with one hand and recording in the other, just waiting for someone to finally throw a chair. While it's a good thing that hasn't happened, on one hand, but on the other, what a headline that would be. So while me standing up here is a first, speaking with everyone, it will also be my last. My final day at Clarksville Now will be December 31st, and come 2026, you will have a new reporter to be pestering you on the phone and taking pictures and recording. And I have very high hopes for her. I think she's going to do an exceptional job. 5 minutes isn't nearly enough time to thank everyone individually for the impact they've had on my life and my career. If only I had the time and everyone else the patience. But, this is from the board to the director, to Anthony and Norm, and so many others who never failed to teach me something new. When I came to Clarksville 3 years ago, I had just left everything I had ever known behind for something entirely new with my husband. I grew up in small town Highland Home, Alabama. We had a single flashing traffic light near our public school, which served all ages and grades. And what we called the mall was the local Dollar General. When I was swapped from public to private school, I went from being the smartest kid in my class with all A's to the kid who was at risk of being held back. My peers called me weird and annoying, and worst of all, stupid. To this day, hearing that word still lights a fire in me, because I wasn't stupid. Weird and annoying, yes, but not stupid. As some of you may recall, the No Child Left Behind program. That was the school that I attended that operated under that program, and it forced me to learn at the same rate as my peers, and it didn't really challenge my intellect. And when I went to private school, they demanded so much of my time and my intellect at a rate that I was not familiar with that the teachers were more than happy to leave me behind. Now I'm a public affairs staff sergeant in my unit back in Alabama. I graduated earlier this year from American Military University with a bachelor's degree in communication and honors like Lambda Pi Eta and magna cum laude, because I wasn't stupid. I've written over 500 articles, covered dozens of criminal trials, and almost 100 school board meetings. Because despite being called stupid and dumb when I was a kid, I always remained teachable, even now. And that's what CMCSS is, isn't it? It's learning and teaching, it's educating and empowering. Before I leave, I want to offer my 2 cents for CMCSS and this board. I want you all to look around this room and find who it is that you serve. And if you're not looking at Elijah, you need to. It's not the parents. We did our time. The staff is important, don't get me wrong, but they did their time too. It's the students. Every choice you make up here directly impacts every single child in this district. It's the kids who are still tripping over their shoelaces and coloring outside the lines, to the ones that are cramming for midterms and finals just to walk across that stage with a diploma in hand, and everyone in between. These students are who you serve. Adults voted you in, but the children are who you truly answer to. Because the decisions that you make here impact them through educators, through the staff, and through your actions and words as board members. There is also a reason why the legal voting age in this country is 18. I want you to think about how you feel whenever you see a political headline on TV or on social media. It's the first thing that you see when you open up your phone. We've all done that sigh, the rolling of the eyes, the heavy groan. And kids shouldn't be burdened with that feeling. They should be building castles on playgrounds, arguing over who the king and queen of the slide are. You all claimed a party on the ballot when you were voted in, but these kids, they don't belong to a political party. I advise you to consider whether the issues that you are taking up here are matters that truly revolve around the students, or are an opportunity for adults to have a political tug of war. Don't forget who it is you guys truly serve. The next generation should always be better than the last, and they should be monumentally better than any of us here today. Thank you so much for the last 3 years, CMCSS, from the absolute bottom of my heart.
Okay, moving on to the approval of consent agenda. Has everyone looked over those items? Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Mabry, second by Mr. Garland. If you would open the vote. Cast your vote. Is everyone satisfied with your vote? Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to policy monitoring EL1. Dr. Lena Vetter.
Board members, please find in your board packet information on Executive Limitation 1, Global Executive Constraint. This executive limitation has one compliance Expectation to ensure the director of schools shall not cause or allow any practice, activity, decision, or organizational condition which is either unlawful, unsafe, imprudent, or in violation of board policy or commonly accepted business and professional ethics. Appropriate measures have been taken to avoid violations of this policy during this reporting period. Specifically, independent financial audits verify that actions were appropriate, lawful, and prudent. Also, there have been no federal and state complaints filed in which there has been a ruling against CMCSS. Finally, annual employee training is conducted in compliance with local, state, and federal laws and regulations. A large list of these trainings can be found in your report. Chairman Lanier, this concludes my update for Executive Limitation 1.
Okay. A motion to accept it. Okay. Mr. Griffey. Mabry, second. Okay. If you would, open the vote. Is everyone satisfied with your vote? Please close the vote. Motion carries. This time we'll move on to student disciplinary appeal.
Board, in your packet, you have a student disciplinary information. So as always, I'll remind the board, if you want to make a motion, now would be the time to do so. Should you choose to make a motion, I just remind everybody not to identify the student or the school in question. So are there any motions to be made regarding this particular student appeal? Okay. With no motions being made by the board, the affirmation of the director, the decision of the director is affirmed.
Okay. Fort Campbell School Liaison Officer.
Good evening, Dr. Lunavetter and the school board. My name is Karen Watkins-Juve. And on behalf of the Fort Campbell Garrison, we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we look forward to being of service in the coming year. Thank you.
All right. CMCEA representative.
Good evening. I had a little speech, a really short speech I was going to say tonight, but I don't think I can beat Jordan's remarks. So I want to thank her for coming up here and speaking. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
PET representative, Kathy? Merry Christmas. County Commissioners? Push it again.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Board, board comments. We'll start with Elijah.
I would once again like to congratulate everybody that we congratulated earlier with our points of pride. Another thing that I would like to touch on there was a new Tennessean article that came out yesterday, and 3 Clarksville area students were appointed for Student of the Week based off Best Volunteer. And I would like to thank Mr. Johnson for putting my name in the hat, along with congratulating Mallory Carroll and Jen Nyla Long for their wonderful works of volunteerism. And then it is midterm week, so this year has flown by, and I would like to wish everybody a very restful Christmas and New Year. Thank you all.
Thank you. Board members' comments? Ms. Bryant?
I'd like to request that we begin the process of formally participating in board committees as outlined in our governance policy. As representatives of our districts and stewards of the Clarksville-Montgomery County school system, I believe we have an obligation to be informed, engaged, and proactive in the work that shapes our schools beyond our regular Tuesday meetings. Chris Lanier has already been doing research on what it would take to establish this process, and as our chair, he has stated that he is willing to put in the time and effort needed to help get this set up in a thoughtful and effective way. In working through the details, one of my top priorities is being a good steward of our time and resources and focused on productive outcomes. I'd also like to request that the first committee we participate in relate to the Student Code of Conduct with a specific focus on student behavior. Dr. Luna Vetter and the district have made meaningful progress in this area over the past couple of years, and that work deserves recognition. At the same time, I believe it is our responsibility as board members to work alongside teachers, parents, and students to continue identifying solutions and supporting positive outcomes for our schools. Serving on committees allows us to move from passive participation to active collaboration. It gives us the opportunity to listen more deeply, ask better questions, and help shape solutions rather than simply responding to recommendations placed in front of us. My hope is that this step strengthens trust, improves communication and transparency, and ultimately supports both our educators and our students. I offer this request in the spirit of collaboration and shared responsibility and would like to see it on the January or February agenda for discussion and consideration from our board members.
Okay, we'll add it to the agenda. Mr. Garland.
I would like to thank Jordan for the speech that she gave, because what you said hit my heart. It's because I really do believe also that we are here for the children. And you know, it touched my heart when Elijah went up there with his class to receive that award. And I said they had a board member representative from the school. And that is something that is new to the district. But again, I'd like to wish every one of you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I believe that when we come back in 2026, we still have a lot more work to do. You have done a lot, but the bottom line is we haven't done enough. There's always room for improvement, and that's what I like about the district. That is our focus, and I believe that that's where we will make our best, do our best challenges for 2026. Thank you again for the chance to speak, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Mabry.
Thank you. I just want to echo what Ms. Bryan said. It's a great idea. I appreciate you bringing that up. I also want to echo what Mr. Garland just said. It made me smile when I saw you walk up there with Kirkwood. So, and you look far better than I do today. So I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for your service. Jordan, you got here about the same time I did. And I'm telling you, I mean, I feel like I was tearing up a little bit listening to you there. You're an incredible reporter, member of our community. I appreciate your service to Montgomery County since you've been here. And I just want to say that publicly. I'm going to miss you. I feel like you're a very fair journalist in our community. So, man, we love you. We wish you the best. I know you're PCSing with your husband, and man, we just wish you the best and praying for the best for you in your future endeavors. So, I did collaborate, of course, with Anthony here, and we got a special presentation, obviously, to give you, because I know something's been in your heart to see for 3 years here in our school board. So, Anthony, if you could.
How dare you, Mr. Mayor?
What? Oh, I was like, I don't get it.
So you've had your chair thrown. And thank you. That was perfect, Anthony. That's all my comments. Thank you very much.
All right, Miss Berry. There you go.
My homegirl, Jordan. We have a lot in common. We're both from Alabama. But I want to say to you, Jordan, that at no time should anyone have called you dumb. I experienced that too. You're competent, intelligent, and just a pure delight I've enjoyed the time that I've spent with you, and I'm going to miss you. You were always, your writing was always creative and positive. I thank you, and I thank God for allowing me to spend time on this journey with you. With that being said, we are here for the children. That's the only reason we're here. We're not here for any political reason. We're certainly not here for increase in income. But we are servants of the children in this community. And if we would just think about it, if it weren't for the children, we wouldn't be needed to be here. So it's an opportunity to serve. And I just want to thank you. I hope to see you again, Jordan. In addition to that, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. And I hope you have a Happy New Year. But, you know, the greatest thing we do, the greatest gift that any of us could receive is the love. So much love that the Father gave his Son, that we could have eternal life and to have life here more abundantly. I'm not pushing religion. This is who I am. And I'm not ashamed of who I am. That's why we celebrate Christmas. The real meaning of Christmas is because the Savior came. Thank you.
Guess that leaves me. I would like to send a study to the principals, now that we're talking about student code of conduct, to see how effective the communication ban has been, how well they feel it's been, how many cell phone violations have occurred, or the principals allowing their allowance of a certain time, etc. Just so we can get some feedback on how they feel that one is, how it's been working. And again, we thank you, Jordan, for your time. Wish you well in your future endeavors, and come back and see us when you can. All right. With that, Director of Schools report, Dr. Lindebitter.
Good evening, board members. This week we are wrapping up the final week of first semester, filled with high school exams, choir concerts, door decorating, angel trees, and holiday parties. Also anticipated later this week is the release of embargoed data from statewide testing. We are anxious to reveal letter grades and district designations that affirm that our district is heading in a positive direction. As we look forward to the holiday break, I pray you all have time filled with family and friends. May you all have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Chairman Lanier, this concludes my report for the evening.
With that, we're adjourned.